I've heard a lot about it. I'm hearing, that the fans are gonna be crazy, atmosphere is gonna be crazy. A lot of trash talking going on, but I've been a part of big games, my whole life. So, I just gotta prepare like it's, another game. But, of course, it's in the back of my head of how big of a game it is. I knew it was, a big rivalry. I didn't really think of it as, like I didn't know everybody in the state, chooses a side. Um, I'm more in tune with the USC, UCLA kind of rivalry, but this is a big rivalry out here. I was told it's one of the biggest in college, so I'm ready to get out there. Yeah, a little bit. They tell me all the time. It's either you choose one. It's either you red or you blue. No matter what part of Utah you in, everybody has to choose a side on this weekend. So, that's a big deal. The whole state, I'm sure, will be in tune to this game, and I'm excited to get out there. It was real crazy. The defense was able to come up on a numerous amount of turnovers. It was a fun game to watch overall. They made a strong comeback towards the end, but we was able to pull it out. It's been a lot of changes since that game, so it'll be a lot different. It was okay. I feel like I could have did a lot better. It was good for first performance out there. Get the jitters out. First game out the way. Just gotta continue to prepare, continue to stay in the film room, and have a better game than I did last week for sure. I feel like we have a lot of potential, especially with those guys on the outside and those guys up front and the guys we have in the backfield. So, like I said, it was only the first game. A lot of stuff we have to work on. So we're gonna go out here this next week at practice and correct a lot of our mistakes, and make sure we're ready for this week. Execute and finish drives. They have a good defense over there, good defensive scheme. Just gotta execute, go out there and make plays, convert on third downs, and take care of the ball.
Obviously, every week you're as geeked up as you can be to go play against a team, but there's just something special about when we get to play those guys. There's just a different emotion, a different energy that kind of brings with it. So I think both teams generally, as we've seen in the past, just have more energy, more execution, more focus than other weeks just due to the emotion, and I would probably contribute to that. Yeah, no, I thought they looked very well, as you would expect with Kalani at the helm and Ty Detmer calling the plays. Very balanced offense. Looks strong across the board. So it's going to be a busy week of preparation for us.
Man, pregame Kalani's nuts. A lot of fun. He's a coach you really want to play for. Really cares about his players and whatnot. They're going to be ready to go, and like I said, we're going to be ready to go. The emotion's going to be high on both sides.
I mean, it doesn't really factor into it during the game. You can't. You're just so focused on what's ahead of you. You can't be thinking about, oh, that guy used to coach me going into the play. So, at the end of the game when we're shaking hands and whatnot, it'll be good to see him over there. But, before then, it's not a factor. From a player standpoint, for me personally, I feel like it's as heated as it's ever been. You can call it what you will with not being in the same conference, not playing in regular season for 2 years, but from my experience, every year it's been the exact same as far as the emotion, and just the anticipation of it. We look very forward to playing those guys, and they look very forward to playing us.
I just feel like knowing our schemes a little bit better. Going that whole week of practice, everything looked really well. They came out and unbalanced. I think that just kind of shook us. It wasn't something we had prepared for prior to that. And as you saw, the rest of the game, defense played fairly well. It's just I think that initial beginning of not quite knowing where to line up kind of shook us and didn't allow us to play our full speed. Yeah, no, just fast, very, very fast. So I was saying earlier, he can hurt you with his arm, very good at that, and can hurt you with his feet. You get too close to him, and he's not a guy that steps up and releases it or takes a sack. He's a guy that going to shake a few times and try to take off.
I'm stoked. Like I said earlier, when I went down last year in the first game, not knowing that we were going to play BYU in the bowl game, the first thought that came to mind was, hey, next year I got a shot at those guys, and I'm excited for that opportunity, and it's something that you can only dream of, growing up in the rivalry. Picking one memory is hard looking back at the rivalry, but the thing that made it fun growing up is how it went back and forth, and at the time I was living in the shadows of BYU. It was a huge deal, and I'm excited to be able to play in that rivalry. And you always see the replays of the year that Utah put 47 points on them here at Rice Eccles. I remember the Johnny Harleen catch in the end zone. Those kind of things, whether it went our way or their way, are things that you remember and things that people remember forever. So it's been a fun rivalry, and I'm grateful to be able to play in it. There was good and bad. The thing that I was happy with was the fact that we did make plays downfield, and we did get those chunk yards like Coach Witt said. That being said, I think we can be a lot more consistent and keep the ball moving in the red zone. I think that's going to be a main focus of this week.